Hello, my name is Aiden, and today I'm going to be talking about SDG11 in Portugal. And we're going to be looking at sustainable cities and communities and how Portugal has taken after these initiatives and kind of comparing it as well to other countries and other places in Europe. About SDG11. SDG11 aims to make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable for its citizens. Portugal is working towards creating sustainable urban environments through investments in public transportation, affordable housing, green spaces, and a lot more. We're going to explore a little bit into Portugal's urban development and some of their sustainability initiatives. And we're going to, like I said, compare it with the initiatives from other countries. As far as the data story for Portugal, urban population growth, Portugal's urban population has grown by approximately 1% annually over the past decade. This is with over 65% of its population now living in urban areas. Primarily Lisbon and Porto being the most sought after living arrangements for people in Portugal living in urban areas. As far as affordable housing, housing costs in Lisbon have increased by nearly 35% in the past 5 years. This might seem like a lot. However, if you've seen the way that the housing market has, kind of shot up like a rocket in the last 5 years in the United States, it's pretty comparable here, and it's actually doing a lot better. As in major U.S. cities like San Francisco and New York, we're seeing experiences where houses are 50% increase in the past decade or so, which is pretty insane. Public transportation usage. Approximately 30% of Portugal's urban population uses public transportation, and Lisbon has seen a 25% increase in public transit usage over the last 5 years as well. As far as green spaces, 85% of urban residents in Portugal live within a 15-minute walk of a green space. Compared to the EU, there's an average of 75%, and even lower in the US, it's approximately 70% of urban residents. So doing a lot better than a lot of the rest of the world, and I commend them for it. Renewable energy and sustainable infrastructure. About 54% of Portugal's electricity comes from renewable sources, including wind and solar. I don't know why the statistic's not included here, but I believe it's somewhere around the 30% for the United States. So Portugal's doing a lot better on sustainable initiatives as well. X mind map. We're going to look at some challenges here. You see rapid urban population growth, especially in the last decade. Rising housing costs in cities, especially in the last 5 years, and limited sustainable infrastructure. We were talking about green spaces, and I think that definitely can be increased there. As far as goals, develop affordable and sustainable housing, improve public transportation systems to cut back on pollution, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the next one, as I mentioned, to reduce pollution and traffic congestion. Comparative analysis, we compared it with the rising urban housing costs and what we see in the United States and various other areas. We also see a reliance here on tourism and short-term rentals, whereas places like the United States have a lot more long-term housing. Um, and also the renewable energy focus. You see them relying much more heavily on it than the United States does. Emerging technology, you see blockchain for transparent urban planning. We see sustainable housing